Deep within the heart of Africa lies a secret older than civilization itself, an ancient healing power that has been passed down through generations. These practices are not merely a way to heal the body, but a holistic approach to life, deeply rooted in a connection with nature, spirituality, and the wisdom of ancestors. Every plant, herb, and ritual used in African ancestral healing carries meaning beyond its physical properties. It is intertwined with ancient beliefs, cosmic forces, and sacred traditions that have been cultivated for centuries. Unlike Western medicine, which often focuses on treating symptoms, African healing seeks to restore balance in the body, mind, and spirit. It acknowledges that disease doesn't just affect the body, but originates from imbalances that can also affect the soul and the spirit. Whether through prayer, the use of powerful plant medicines, or spiritual guidance from ancestors, African healers provide treatments that address the root cause of the ailment, rather than simply masking the symptoms. In today's video, we're going to explore the mystical forces that shape this ancient healing tradition. From the sacred forests and riverbanks where powerful rituals are performed, to the deeply personal relationship between the healer and the patient, African ancestral healing is a world that blends science with spirituality. It's a world where belief, energy, and nature converge to promote well-being in ways modern science is only beginning to understand. So if you've ever wondered about the true power of African healing traditions, you're in the right place. Get ready to uncover the secrets behind these sacred practices, how they have endured across time, and the powerful influence they continue to have in our world today. The roots of African ancestral healing stretch back thousands of years, long before modern medicine even existed. These practices have been shaped by the environment, culture, and spirituality of diverse African tribes and communities. Healing traditions were passed down orally, from one generation to the next, in a way that not only preserved the knowledge, but also strengthened the connection to the land, the ancestors, and the divine forces believed to govern the world. At the core of African healing is a deep belief in the interconnectedness of all things. The physical, spiritual, and natural realms are seen as inseparable. Healers often refer to the concept of Ubuntu, a Southern African philosophy that means, "I am because we are." This idea emphasizes community, shared experience, and mutual respect, and it extends to the healing process itself. It's not just about curing an individual, but about restoring harmony within the whole community. Spirituality plays a fundamental role in these healing practices. Healers, known as sangomas or ngangas, are seen as intermediaries between the living and the spirit world. They believe that illness or misfortune is often caused by spiritual imbalances, ancestral displeasure, or the breaking of sacred laws. Therefore, healing isn't just about the body. It's about aligning the spirit with the natural world and ancestral wisdom. Rituals and offerings to the ancestors are an integral part of the healing process, ensuring that the spirits of the past continue to guide and protect the living. Many of these healing practices are tied to sacred landscapes, forests, mountains, rivers, and caves. These places are often believed to be inhabited by spirits and are used as the site for important ceremonies. By connecting with nature in these sacred spaces, healers believe they can tap into the earth's energy to aid in healing. These natural environments, considered holy, have been revered for generations and are seen as places where the physical and spiritual realms overlap. In this section, we see how African healing is not just a set of remedies, but a worldview, a deep spiritual practice that integrates the physical, mental, and spiritual aspects of well-being. This foundation is what makes African traditional medicine so unique, and it's why these practices continue to thrive, even in the face of modernization and Western medical influences. African ancestral healing is deeply intertwined with nature, with many remedies rooted in the earth's abundant plants, herbs, and roots. Long before synthetic pharmaceuticals became the norm, African healers looked to the natural world for solutions, recognizing that plants carry their own intrinsic healing powers. These natural remedies are not only physically effective, but are also thought to be spiritually charged, carrying ancient knowledge from the earth and the ancestors themselves. Herbs and plants like baobab, moringa, and African ginger are staples in African healing practices. The baobab, often called the tree of life, is revered for its nutrient-rich fruit, which is believed to boost immunity, fight inflammation, and improve overall health. Moringa, often referred to as the miracle tree, is packed with antioxidants and is used to treat everything from high blood pressure to digestive problems. African ginger, on the other hand, is known for its powerful anti-inflammatory and digestive properties, often used to heal common ailments like colds or stomach issues. But African healing goes beyond simple plant-based remedies. The use of herbs is often part of a more holistic approach, where the healer integrates spiritual practices with natural medicine. For instance, before gathering herbs or roots, a healer may consult the spirits or ancestors, asking for guidance on which plants to use. In some traditions, healers perform purification rituals, ensuring that the healing process is done in harmony with the divine forces that govern nature. What sets African healing apart is the belief that nature is not only a source of physical nourishment, but also a channel for spiritual energy. Healers don't just harvest plants for their medicinal properties. They believe that the plants themselves hold a sacred power that can be activated when used in the right way. This connection to nature, alongside the healer's intuitive knowledge, creates a synergy that can restore balance in the body and spirit. In many cases, the medicine is prepared with great care, using specific rituals to honor the plants and the healing process. Healers often speak of the energy of the plants, describing how herbs and roots are not just remedies but have their own consciousness and power, which can be harnessed to cure and protect. From the simplest herbal tea to elaborate healing potions, nature's healing forces are a cornerstone of African ancestral practices. Whether it's a remedy for an upset stomach, a tonic for improving circulation, or a cure for spiritual imbalance, the healing power of nature is undeniable in the African worldview. The healers at the heart of African ancestral medicine are not just practitioners, they are revered spiritual guides and protectors of sacred knowledge. Known as Sangomas in southern Africa or Ngangas in Central Africa, these individuals undergo rigorous spiritual and practical training that spans years, sometimes even decades. The path to becoming a healer is often guided by the spirits, and many healers are called to their vocation through visions, dreams, or signs from their ancestors. The process of becoming a healer begins at an early age. In many cultures, children who show a natural affinity for the healing arts are selected by their communities or family members to be trained. However, the journey is not just about learning remedies or herbal cures. It is a deep spiritual awakening. Healers are taught to interpret the language of the spirits, to read omens, and to connect with the ancestors in ways that go beyond the physical realm. Healers often train under the guidance of an elder healer, someone who has decades of experience and has been recognized for their spiritual wisdom and healing abilities. This mentorship process is sacred, as the apprentice learns not just the practical aspects of healing, such as which herbs to use for which ailments, but also the deeper spiritual teachings that are crucial to the practice. The healing knowledge is passed down orally, often through storytelling, rituals, and hands-on practice, creating a direct link between the past and present. Training also involves spiritual purification and initiations. Many healers undergo intense rituals that involve fasting, isolation, or even initiation ceremonies that connect them with the ancestral world. These rituals help the healer develop their connection with the spiritual forces that guide their work, enabling them to communicate with the ancestors and tap into the mystical energies that govern the healing process. Another important part of the healer's training is learning divination techniques. Healers use tools such as cowrie shells, bones, or water to interpret the unseen world and diagnose illnesses. These divination methods are not just about predicting the future or identifying diseases. They are also about understanding the spiritual causes of imbalance. For example, a healer may use divination to determine whether an illness is caused by a physical ailment, a spiritual issue, or ancestral displeasure. The ability to interpret these signs is crucial to the healer's work. The connection between healer and patient is also profound. The healer is not just a provider of remedies, but a spiritual counselor who works closely with the patient to understand the root causes of their distress. Healing is seen as a partnership where the healer and patient work together to restore balance and harmony. The healer acts as a guide, helping the patient align their spirit, body, and mind to bring about true healing. Becoming a healer is therefore not just about acquiring knowledge. It is about embodying the spiritual teachings of the ancestors and committing to a lifelong journey of learning and growth. It is a calling that requires dedication, humility, and a deep respect for the sacred forces that govern the universe. At the heart of African ancestral healing lies a holistic approach to health that views the human being as an interconnected whole: mind, body, and spirit. Unlike many modern medical systems that tend to separate the physical from the mental or spiritual, African healing traditions recognize that true wellness can only be achieved when all these elements are in balance. This understanding is foundational to how healing is approached in many African cultures, where disease is seen as an imbalance in one or more aspects of a person's being. In African ancestral healing, physical ailments are often viewed as symptoms of a deeper, underlying spiritual or emotional disturbance. For example, if someone is suffering from chronic illness or recurring pain, the healer may seek to understand the emotional or spiritual blockages that are contributing to the illness. A person's emotional trauma, unresolved grief, or spiritual disconnection may manifest physically. And so, healing must involve not only treating the body, but addressing the root cause in the mind and spirit. The relationship between mind and body is treated with great reverence. Healers understand that the body is not simply a vessel for the soul, but an active participant in the healing process. The belief that the body holds wisdom and is capable of self-healing is central to African healing practices. In fact, many of the plants used in African medicine are chosen not only for their ability to heal physical symptoms, but also for their effect on mental and emotional well-being. For example, herbs like kava kava are used to calm the mind and reduce anxiety, while sacred plants may be used to induce spiritual insight or promote mental clarity. In African healing, the healer plays the crucial role of facilitating the balance between the body, mind, and spirit. They do this through various methods, including herbal treatments, prayer, ritual, and spiritual guidance. When someone falls ill, a healer may perform rituals to cleanse the spirit or use ancestral divination to understand which part of the person's being is out of balance. For example, they might consult the spirits to find out if the illness is a result of ancestral anger or if it's a sign of spiritual neglect. This idea of healing the whole person also includes the energetic balance within the body. African healers believe that illness can result from blocked or imbalanced energy within the body, and part of the healing process involves restoring the free flow of energy. Techniques such as massage, energy work, or even spiritual baths may be used to help cleanse negative energies and restore balance to the body's energy fields. The ultimate goal of African healing is not just to cure an illness, but to restore harmony. It's about reconnecting the individual with themselves, their ancestors, and the universe. This deep integration of the mind, body, and spirit emphasizes the understanding that health is a state of balance, a state where each part of the person functions in harmony with the others. In this way, African healing practices are not merely focused on surviving illness, but on thriving by achieving inner peace and spiritual wellness. One of the most captivating aspects of African ancestral healing is the profound connection to the mystical forces that govern life, health, and well-being. Healing in many African traditions is not just about physical remedies or herbal medicine. It is deeply rooted in the belief that spiritual energy and ancestral wisdom play a crucial role in restoring balance and curing illness. This view of healing is not just scientific or logical, but one that embraces the unseen world and its powerful influence over the visible realm. In African healing, the spiritual world is just as real and important as the physical world. Many African communities believe that illness can be caused by spiritual forces, such as ancestral anger, curses, or imbalances in the natural order. Healers are often seen as intermediaries between the living and the spirit world, communicating with ancestors and seeking divine guidance to address the root causes of illness. They use divination tools, sacred rituals, and offerings to align the spiritual forces and restore harmony. Divination is a key part of this mystical approach. Traditional healers use objects like cowrie shells, bones, and water in rituals to interpret messages from the spirit world. These tools allow the healer to connect with the ancestors and spirits to understand the nature of an illness and how best to treat it. The divination process is not just about diagnosing physical ailments. It's about understanding the deeper, spiritual reasons behind the sickness. It may reveal that the illness is caused by spiritual neglect, ancestral displeasure, or a disruption in the person's life path. By uncovering these hidden causes, the healer can begin the work of restoring balance to both the spirit and the body. In addition to divination, sacred rituals are often performed to cleanse the patient and restore spiritual equilibrium. These rituals can involve prayers, dances, offerings, and even animal sacrifices, depending on the tradition. The purpose of these rituals is to invoke the presence and blessings of the ancestors, ask for their guidance, and seek their protection. The belief is that the ancestors hold the wisdom and power necessary to heal the living, and that through these rituals, their divine energy can be channeled to cleanse the patient and restore health. Another fascinating aspect of African healing is the use of sacred objects and symbols. Ritual masks, amulets, charms, and other spiritual tools are often used in healing ceremonies. These items are believed to carry protective and healing powers, channeling the energy of the ancestors or spirits. For example, masks used in rituals are thought to embody the spirit of a particular ancestor, allowing the healer to communicate directly with the spirit world. These tools serve as conduits for energy, providing the healer with the necessary spiritual power to effect change in the physical world. The role of energy in African healing is another critical element. African healers believe that the body has an energy field that can be disrupted by negative forces, emotions, or imbalances. Through rituals, herbal remedies, and spiritual guidance, healers aim to restore the free flow of energy within the body, allowing it to heal itself. This concept aligns with many modern-day practices like Reiki or acupuncture, where energy blockages are thought to cause illness. What makes African ancestral healing so powerful is its deep integration of both the physical and spiritual realms. It acknowledges that healing is not just about the body, but also about reconnecting with the universe, ancestors, and the spiritual forces that govern life. It is a mystical practice, one that honors the invisible forces of nature and the spirit world, ensuring that all aspects of a person's being, physical, emotional, and spiritual, are in harmony. Though African ancestral healing practices are centuries old, they continue to thrive in the modern world, maintaining their relevance in the face of globalization and the spread of Western medicine. Far from being relegated to the past, these traditions have adapted to the present while remaining grounded in ancient wisdom. In fact, many people around the world are turning to African traditional medicine for alternative treatments, recognizing its holistic approach and deep spiritual connection. One of the most significant aspects of African ancestral healing today is its ability to blend seamlessly with modern healthcare systems in certain regions. In some African countries, traditional medicine is recognized and regulated by the government, coexisting alongside Western medicine. In fact, traditional healers often work in tandem with doctors and medical professionals, offering complementary treatments that address both the spiritual and physical needs of patients. This integration acknowledges that while Western medicine excels in treating physical symptoms, African healing traditions focus on a more holistic view of health, considering emotional, spiritual, and energetic factors. The growing interest in herbalism and natural remedies across the globe has also brought attention to the powerful plant medicines used in African healing. Herbs like moringa, baobab, and soursop have gained international recognition for their health benefits. As people become more aware of the potential harms of pharmaceutical drugs and seek alternative solutions, many are turning to African plant-based remedies, often finding them to be effective and empowering. Moreover, the concept of Ubuntu, the idea that I am because we are, has taken on new meaning in the modern age. In an increasingly individualistic world, the communal and collective values of African healing are gaining admiration. People are seeking not only physical cures, but emotional and spiritual fulfillment. African healing emphasizes community, family, and connection, aspects that are often overlooked in modern medicine's focus on the individual. This communal approach offers a sense of belonging and support, which is a vital part of the healing process. Despite the growing recognition of African traditional medicine, there are still challenges that these practices face. One of the main obstacles is the misunderstanding and sometimes stigmatization of traditional healing in the face of Western medical dominance. In some regions, people view traditional medicine as primitive or outdated, leading to its marginalization. Additionally, the lack of scientific validation for many traditional practices means they can be easily dismissed, despite their long history of success. Yet, as more studies are conducted on the efficacy of traditional African medicines, there is a growing body of evidence that supports their value. Researchers are beginning to uncover the scientific properties of many African herbs and their potential for treating a wide variety of ailments. This convergence of ancient knowledge and modern science could lead to a more integrated approach to healthcare, one that values both the physical and spiritual dimensions of healing. African ancestral healing practices have not only survived, they are thriving. In a world that increasingly values holistic and natural approaches to health, the wisdom of African healers is more relevant than ever. By embracing both the ancient traditions and modern discoveries, we can uncover new ways of understanding health and well-being. These practices remind us that healing is not just about medicine, it is about restoring balance, connecting with the earth, and nurturing the soul. As we've uncovered today, African ancestral healing is more than just an ancient practice. It's a timeless tradition that bridges the physical, spiritual, and natural realms. It's a profound reminder that healing is not just about curing disease, but about restoring balance in all aspects of life, body, mind, and spirit. From the powerful connection to nature and sacred rituals, to the deep spiritual wisdom passed down through generations, African traditional medicine offers insights that modern medicine is only beginning to explore. The resilience of these practices, even in the face of modern healthcare advancements, speaks volumes about their enduring power. African healers continue to inspire, not just within their communities, but across the globe, by offering a holistic approach to health that includes emotional, spiritual, and energetic healing. Whether it's through plant-based remedies, sacred rituals, or divine guidance from ancestors, African healing traditions remain a vital and transformative force. So the next time you think of healing, remember that true wellness is found in balance, connection, and respect for the natural world. African ancestral healing offers more than just remedies. It offers a way of life that aligns us with the earth, the spirits, and the wisdom of those who walked before us. If you found this journey into African ancestral healing intriguing, make sure to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and leave a comment below. What aspect of African healing amazed you the most? We'd love to hear your thoughts.